Good morning, boys and girls. Today I'm going to read you the story by Gail Gibbons called Monarch Butterflies. This is a nonfiction book about the life cycle of a monarch butterfly. All right, here's the cover. Here's the author's name, and I'm opening up to the title page. There it is. In the summertime in the north, a breeze stirs the stem of a milkweed plant. The monarch egg is white and shiny. It is the size of a small dot and sticks to the leaf. There it is. When the butterfly lays the egg, she makes it sticky. Wind and rain cannot make the egg come loose. In a few days, the egg hatches and out crawls a small caterpillar, also called a larva. First, the caterpillar eats the eggshell and then chews away at the milkweed leaf. The egg of a monarch butterfly is almost always laid on a milkweed plant. The plant will be its food. The caterpillar eats and grows and begins to change. It breaks out of its old skin, showing a new skin underneath. This is called molting. For 2 weeks, the caterpillar eats and eats. It molts about 5 times, and finally, it is a full-grown monarch caterpillar, about 2 inches long. So remember when I did the lesson on compare and contrast, you could be thinking about how this book is different than the book I just read about the life cycle of the butterfly, which has the same information, just said a different way. What's the same? And what's different? Now something wonderful begins to happen. The caterpillar creeps to the stem of a leaf. It attaches itself to the stem and drops down head first. The caterpillar's bright colors become greenish. Then the skin splits and moves up to the top, and the skin falls off. A new strange form appears. It's called a chrysalis or a pupa. The chrysalis is like a blanket that's wrapped around the body, growing inside. And sometimes they call this a cocoon. At first, the chrysalis is long and soft. Then it shrinks and hardens and becomes a light green decorated with gold dots. Inside, the monarch butterfly begins to grow. About 2 weeks later, the chrysalis changes again. It turns gray before becoming transparent. Inside the white dots, and orange and black lines will start to appear. The chrysalis wiggles, then it splits open. The butterfly begins to pull itself out. The head and legs appear first, then the rest of it slides out. The wings are tiny and stuck together, and the butterfly's abdomen is big. The abdomen becomes smaller when its fluid is pumped into the wings. The wings become bigger, and a caterpillar has turned into a butterfly. This is called, you guys got it, metamorphosis. When something changes from one thing to another, we call that metamorphosis. The butterfly sits quietly for a few hours waiting for its wings to dry and harden. At last they begin to move slowly and then beat faster and faster. The butterfly flutters up to the sky. Monarchs have a bad taste and will make a bird or an animal sick if they are eaten. So most of them are left alone. There are many parts to the butterfly. There's the wing, the scales, the head, the feeler or the antenna, the thorax, the proboscis, and the abdomen, and the legs. The monarch butterfly only flies during the day. When it rains, the butterfly stays dry, hidden under leaves. Fall is on the way, and soon it will be cold. If the monarch butterfly doesn't fly south, it will die. Once again, it darts up into the sky, and it will take a long trip to warmer places. This is called migration. The monarch will fly to where its ancestors have gone, sometimes to the very same tree. Other monarchs keep appearing, making a cloud of orange in the sky. At night, they rest in trees. Sometimes they fly up to 12 miles an hour and almost 100 miles in one day. There could be over 1,000 butterflies traveling together. They fly to places such as Florida, Southern California, and Mexico. Some butterflies migrate 4,000 miles. They will stay south throughout the winter. Some towns and cities are proud to have the butterflies visit them. They have festivals to celebrate their arrival. Children dress up for parades in butterfly costumes. Sometimes there's a band and visitors from all around. Monarchs can cluster together, thousands of them clinging to a tree, a butterfly tree. In the spring, these butterflies will migrate north again to the fields of milkweed plants. And then the process will start all over again. And that is the monarch butterfly. Next, I'm going to show you a fun butterfly activity that you can make at home. Okay, boys and girls, today I'm going to show you how to make a symmetrical butterfly. Symmetrical means that the shape is the same on both sides. So when we fold a piece of paper like so, I've got a big piece of paper here fold it in half, and when we hold the fold and we trace an image, this is half of a butterfly, I'm going to trace along the edge, and then when I cut it out and open the fold, it will be symmetrical, and this will look like a butterfly. It will have a head, it'll have a thorax in the middle, and it will have the wings, okay, and the abdomen. So this is what you can do to make a butterfly. So I want to show you guys something that's kind of cool. You can make it kind of like a heart shape. I could cut this down to make it a little bit smaller, but you could cut one out all on your own, just tracing a heart shape. You want to make like a little tail, and then maybe make a heart, come back, not all the way to the edge, and then make its head round. Then when you hold the fold and you cut your paper along the lines, then you'll be able to open it up and make a butterfly. And I'm going to show you the example of painting your butterfly. You can paint just one side of it, and then when you press it together, it will be exactly the same on the other side, but you have to use quite a bit of paint. So that's one way. You can notice that one side's a little darker than the other. That's the paint transferring over, because we want to make this symmetrical. I have another example of one. This one painted dots on one side, and then on the other side, the dots came out, and it was the same or symmetrical on both sides of the butterfly. And that's how we'll make a symmetrical butterfly. And here you can see the outline a little bit bigger, how I drew the tail on the fold, just a little bit off the fold, and then I drew a heart shape and then a round part for the head. And then if I take my scissors and cut that, then it will turn out like the other butterflies that I just showed you.